Have you ever heard this? More productivity will not restore leadership. Is that true? Well, let me tell you, in many cases, it destroys it. If becoming more efficient made your days fuller, but your leadership weaker, I'll tell you right now, it's not a discipline issue and it's not a motivation issue. And it's definitely not a focus problem. But at senior levels, productivity often accelerates the very breakdowns leaders are trying to fix. So let me explain a little bit. So early, early in your career, think back, productivity was a superpower, right? You moved faster, you executed better, and you outperformed many of your peers. And, the speed that you operated in seemed to create an advantage. But leadership changes as scope expands, right? Now you've been promoted and your job stops being about output and starts being about direction. Yet most leaders, they never redesign how they work. So when pressure increases, they default back to what once worked. What was that? More structure, more tools, pushing harder, right? More efficiency. But the problem is productivity doesn't create clarity. It creates throughput, okay? And throughput without direction amplifies chaos. So productivity is designed for execution environments, meaning that leadership is a design environment. And execution asks, how fast can we move? And leadership asks, what should we move at all, right? When those get confused, productivity becomes dangerous. So you don't slow failure, you scale it. Now, I've got three secrets related to this whole issue around productivity, sometimes making leaders and their systems causing them to fail. All right. So, secret number one is efficiency amplifies flawed systems. And what happens is efficiency never fixes broken systems, it essentially magnifies it. And if priorities are unclear, efficiency accelerates misalignment. And if authority is concentrated, productivity increases dependency. And if decisions lack ownership, efficiency multiplies meetings. You're not solving problems faster, you're circulating them more efficiently. And the organization interprets that motion as progress. Secret number two, productivity rewards reaction. So productivity systems reward responsiveness. Your inbox empty, rapid replies, fast turnaround. But responsiveness is not leadership. When speed becomes the metric, urgency begins to dominate and leaders become available instead of intentional. And reaction replaces judgment. So your calendar fills and thinking time, man, it just goes away, it disappears, and strategy becomes optional, right? Productivity trains leaders to stay busy, not to stay aligned. Secret number three, leadership requires subtraction, not optimization. And it's kind of a paradox, right? That leadership is not built by adding systems, it's built by removing noise. Clarity comes from subtraction, growth through consolidation, having fewer priorities, fewer decisions, fewer escalations. But productivity tools are designed to optimize volume. Leadership requires reducing it. When leaders optimize instead of subtract, they become managers of motion, not architects of direction. And if you're a leader, you want to be an architect of direction. So, this is exactly why productivity eventually exhausts senior leaders. You're moving constantly, but never arriving. I mean, effort increases, output increases, your presence disappears, and you become efficient at carrying confusion. And it's not because you failed in any way, but it's because productivity was never meant to design leadership. It was meant to manage tasks. If productivity made leadership harder instead of cleaner, structure is the issue. Man, again, I'll repeat this. It's not discipline, motivation, and it's not focus. And we created the authority architecture diagnostic tool to essentially identify where productivity is amplifying structural failure instead of clarity. And if this video, for any reason, felt uncomfortably accurate, check out the link. It's in the description, because leadership is not about doing more things better. It's about deciding fewer things matter. As always, share this video with someone who can benefit. Please subscribe and stay strong. We'll see you in the next video.